we had some time to digest everything we've heard, we've seen, and we know about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yes, and we both ended up on very differing sides of this viewpoint here. Although I feel like we can agree on some things. But why don't we start off right off the bat? Zaire,
Hi.
how do you feel about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee?
I feel like it's a watered down, dumbed down diet Pokemon.
Yes.
And I feel upset, but at the same time, I think this is cool for young children and for families that want to play Pokemon with their young children.
Alright, so for anyone who's not in the loop, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is a brand new Pokemon game or brand new pair of Pokemon games coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it's kind of a hybrid of a core Pokemon game and Pokemon Go, where you're going on this adventure through Kanto, so it's kind of a Pokemon Yellow remake, but also kind of not. And instead of fighting while Pokemon, all you do is use the Pokemon Go mechanic to catch them. And at first, when I saw that alongside, you can see in our reaction video if you're curious, I assumed these were the core Pokemon games that they announced last year.
Yes, we both thought that they were the next installment to the Pokemon series.
To the main Pokemon
series.
Now we know that's not the case. No, this is another spin-off. And this isn't, and they have actually gone out of their way to say, no, this is not the game that we announced last year. But that being said, it did take us for a little cock tease when we initially saw it. But I feel like the fact that they announced this alongside the fact that we still have a mainline Pokemon game coming, that was a smart choice. Because remember what they did with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when it came out on the new 3DS, right? Or not on the new 3DS, just the 3DS in general. And the Switch was already out. People were upset because they're like, oh, but what about the Switch? Remember that?
Yes.
So it's smart for them to announce these games and come right out the gate saying, no, these are not the mainline games. We will have an actual mainline core game. And the fact that they said that right off the bat made me feel a lot better because I started taking it as, okay, we have this Pokemon game to give us some kind of taste of Pokemon on the Switch. It scratches some kind of itch, although it's not the cure. It'll help pass the time until we get our actual main Pokemon game.
For me, I don't think it will pass the time because I look at this game and it's just kind of, it's like Pokemon's weird.
Well, this also
not brother, but it's like Pokemon cosplay where it's like it looks like Pokemon, it kind of feels like Pokemon, but it's not Pokemon.
Well, remember one of your complaints was we started hearing about the leaks and it was like Kanto, and you were like, I'm tired of Kanto, right?
Yes.
This is the best possible scenario for you because yes, it's Kanto again, but as it turns out, not the new games, which means the next game, the next generation or next 8th generation game, not in Kanto.
What if it is?
That would no. There is no.
What if?
No. That was a rumor towards this game. I'm more than certain of that.
But no, I'm just saying. But what if? Though?
Yeah, that's a big what if. But realistically, though, highly unlikely.
I don't know. I didn't think that Pokemon Go would be on my Switch.
Well, that was part of the leak.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what if though? It doesn't matter if it's unlikely. What if it does happen though?
Yeah, like I said, it could happen.
But what
if it does? That sucks for you. Personally, I don't care. But realistically speaking, you shouldn't expect that.
No.
And I tell you consistently, expect the worst, and then be surprised when
I do expect the worst, and I get disappointed when I.
That makes no sense. But. And then I'm telling you right off the bat, don't expect it to be Kanto because it's not. I don't think it's going to be like that.
You don't think, but you don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure, but knowing Pokemon history and stuff like that, this is... So they usually do new generation remake. This would fall into the remake category. Meaning this
remake
next one...
spin-off.
Yeah, meaning this is the next one would be the new generation.
Hopefully, yeah.
So that's why I like to look at the facts. I like to look at history because history, more than likely, especially for the Pokemon Company, repeats itself, and we know history repeats itself with the Pokemon Company all the fucking time.
True.
So I think you can look forward optimistically about this.
We'll see. I don't know. Like, this announcement left a really bad sour taste in my mouth. I looked at in that whole reaction video, nothing.
I had a sour taste until I learned the facts.
Not much really changed. I still kind of look down on this game where it's like, I would have been much better if they didn't announce this if these games weren't a thing.
But then there would be nothing.
That's fine because this focus of this year should be on Smash and
But you're saying that as like a selfish like gamer here. Like think of like the business perspective here.
No, okay, yes.
It's a very smart choice.
It's a very smart. You know why? Because it's smart. Well, it's not even. I'm gonna go back to your little selfish comment because I'm gonna correct your ass right now. Business-wise, it's very smart. Why? Because nostalgia sells. There are so many people that are gonna buy this game, and unfortunately, it's gonna do so well. Where people are not going to do the research and realize, oh, well, hey, there's no wild battles. Hey, there's a lot of cut content. Not content, but there's cut stuff that make it not a real Pokemon game. And a lot of things that will upset fans when they get it. And that's what I don't want for people is that they buy a game expecting it to be a real Pokemon game and they get something else.
That is something that could happen. Although I think for Pokemon that might be a smaller thing, especially in this day and age where people are more informed about their purchases.
Yeah.
Like if this happened back in I don't know when we were still growing up and like the internet hadn't really taken off yet, and people were less informed, then yeah, I could see where you're coming from, but.
Well, there's blind fanboys.
It's like okay, it's like look at this. Yeah, but blind fanboys will have seen the trailer.
Yes, but they would have just okay, fine. There's blind people where, as in blind fanboys, in like there's blind Gen 1ers where they just see Gen 1 and they will buy it in a heartbeat. It doesn't matter what it is. They will buy it because it's Kanto.
Those same people will enjoy it regardless because it's Kanto. Like with that kind of logic.
I feel like just it being Kanto will blind them from what it's missing.
Like I've seen some Gen 1ers that saw us and saw Pokemon Go and was like, that's not for me. And while I do believe this is gonna sell like hotcakes,
this is gonna definitely sell.
I mean, Nintendo shares went up, and I think rightfully so because this is gonna sell, and it's not gonna be Pokemon Go level, and I don't think Pokemon Go is gonna have a resurgence because of this or anything.
No.
Like I think it'll have a little bit more activity, but not to the level it was before. But it's gonna do well. Like that's the thing. But it's not ever gonna do as well as the Pokemon game that comes out next year, or even as well as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I don't know about that. I think it might do way more well than Ultra Moon.
That doesn't make sense because they're the top selling Pokemon games.
Well, no, you know why? Because it's Kanto, and I'm telling you, Gen 1ers will eat this up.
I don't think so because I've come across a lot of Gen 1ers that say this isn't for me.
I will be willing to bet you that this game's gonna beat Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
All right,
I will
fine.
Wings and Things bet you.
Right, Wings and Things right now.
All right,
right now. Shake on it.
Shake on it.
All right.
This game will surpass
and now
Ultra Sun
now that we shook on it, I want to remind you of something.
What?
The 3DS install base is more than 3 times the Switch.
That's fine.
And you still think it's gonna do it?
Yeah.
Even though Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon sold more than there are Switches out there.
I feel like it's gonna surpass the expected sales. For sure, and you know what? I guess, the one thing about this game, or these games that are, I guess, cool is that it's the fact that it's kind of dumbed down will get more families to play together.
To be quite honest, I feel like kids, like I hear that argument all the time with everyone, like, oh, families or whatever, kids will play this and blah blah. I feel like people do that with Pokemon regardless.
Yeah, but the thing that's really cool about this game is the whole co-op mechanic.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that because obviously we're interested in for hidden item, but
And the thing is, people that are adults now, like you and I, people they're having kids, right? Well, no shit, because they're adults. But they're having kids now, and when this game...
Those babies are not going to be old enough.
But people who are a couple years older than us, they're 26, 28.
People who grew up with Pokemon,
Grew up with Pokemon, when they were 10 years old or whatever. They're going to have kids, and they're going to want to show Pokemon to them, because they're going to see, oh, look, it's Kanto, something I grew up with. Let me play this with my kid. And then they're going to see that, oh, it's kind of different, so now it's easier for my kid to understand and to enjoy, and it's something that I can share with him or her.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. As a personal Pokemon fan, this is not what I wanted, but I can see how great Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee can be. I'm not gonna bash on the game for... Well, I'm not bashing on the game. I'm just disappointed because it's not what I wanted.
Yeah, but
I have every right to be disappointed.
You're just gonna have to wait until the next one.
Exactly. I'm disappointed I have to wait another year and a half for what I was led on to believe would come out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not even the Pokemon Company's fault for us thinking that this was the core game.
No.
It's all those leaks and everything. Even if you go back to last year's E3 when they initially announced the core Pokemon games, they said it'll take more than a year to make. And then the leaks started happening, and everyone just started assuming.
Yes.
This is it. Completely out of the control. This is why embargoes exist, guys, because when information starts going out that's out of control, out of their hands, they have no way of correcting it until the official announcement.
Yeah.
And by that time, the damage is done. And then you end up with people like Zaire here, where you're disappointed because you expected one thing and it ended up not being that thing. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of anything, really. Even like movies, that could happen in movies,
Yeah.
It just happens a lot more in games.
No. Continue.
I just want to say I don't have an issue with these games existing. In fact, I feel a lot better about them existing after knowing that these aren't the games that they announced last year. Because to be honest, when I saw the circle and everything, my first thought was, this is Pokemon now. Like, this is it from now on.
Pokemon's done.
And I was like, I'm out of it now. And the last ones I would have ever played were Sun and Moon, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, no, I shared that feeling with you, man. It was such a shock. And, we recorded that as soon as they announced it, so we weren't really informed. Now that we know more of it, it eases our mind, but at the same time, I think I am in the right to still kind of be disappointed.
No, everyone's in the right to be disappointed by it. I just, you and I, we took it differently.
Yes.
I took it as, okay, we're still whether or not these games existed, we would still be getting these Pokemon games in, next year. It's not like the development of these games slowed down the development of the other Pokemon games. That's not how it worked.
And the thing that kind of makes me upset also is that seeing the art style and seeing how they went about it, it makes me fear for the next game.
No, I think it's steps. I think they started like this as step one, and then they're gonna continue to grow off of this until whatever it looks like for the actual main
because
game.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll be greatly disappointed
if it looks like this.
If the Gen 8 Pokemon or the whatever game we get next year looks like similar, if not the same to this.
I'm okay with
Hey You Pikachu Let's Go Pikachu.
I know we're like Pokemon XD, Pokemon Coliseum and stuff like that, but realistically, I'm okay with like the fixed camera angle, like how it's been. But I just want it to look like Coliseum or Gale.
No, yeah, that's why I don't want it to look like Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I don't need to be behind the shoulder or anything like that. I just want it. I want to see my character as like an anime character. I don't want the chibis look cute and all, and I don't have anything against the chibis, but I feel like we need to evolve now. Like, we're at that point. You're on the Switch, for Christ's sake,
I think one thing they should let go and move on is the whole, hey, yeah, you're a 10-year-old kid starting your adventure. How about, you have... we're all different.
Let's have the Coliseum or Gale of Darkness stories.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just, make your own character and go.
So I don't think this Pokemon game. So like people are thinking, oh, Breath of the Wild, changed Zelda. This is gonna be the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon because it's on the Switch.
No,
I think that's flawed logic because they're two entirely different companies. For one, Nintendo does Breath of the Wild. Nintendo does not make the Pokemon games.
No,
they just own the rights.
Yes.
And because of that, I feel like Pokemon is gonna continue being Pokemon. And that's it. Like I would like it if it was like Colosseum or Gale of Darkness again. I would love it.
Yes. And I'm with you there, too.
I do not think it's going to happen, though.
No.
I see nothing to believe it would happen. No. So just temper your expectations. Don't go in thinking, oh, because of Breath of the Wild, these games are going to be open and it's going to be this big MMORPG and blah, 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 and all this stuff. You're going to be disappointed, guaranteed.
One other thing that I wanted to mention is... Okay, well, for sure this game's going to sell like hotcakes, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to see a trend from now on where we'll have the Hey You games 1 year, then we have...
You mean the Let's Go games?
Yes, sorry, Let's Go. It's fucking these stupid names, sorry. The Let's Go series, right? Then the next gen game, and then another Let's Go series or a different remake. And then the next year, another gen.
Well, they are developing on the Switch, so development is harder.
Yeah, so
on there.
Like for example, let's say this year's Kanto, next year's Gen 8, and then the year after is Johto, and the year after that's the next gen.
Let's Go Johto, and then Let's Go Hoenn, and then Let's Go Sinnoh.
I feel like that's gonna be the trend.
Well, we'll see, but. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibilities. I mean, I'm not against it per se.
Kind of fears me only because, like, I already had that Pokemon fatigue where it's kind of like, how Call of Duty, it's like, oh, it's Call of Duty, it's the same thing over and over, and we're getting it every single year. Now we're getting Pokemon every single year again.
Well, we have that. There's nothing new though.
I know, that's what I'm saying again, but then now it's like the Let's Go series, where it's like, oh, I love Call of Duty Black Ops, but I know I'm not gonna get it till the year after next year because we have to wait for Modern Warfare and then Advanced Warfare and then Ghosts and blah blah blah. And, it's just kind of like, how long are you gonna wait till you get the one you want? Because now the Pokemon company has to cater to, the Let's Go series, the main series, and then for example, there's people that are upset that it's not the Sinnoh remake, even though I feel like it's way too soon for Sinnoh.
I think the Sinnoh remake comes after the next games.
After Gen 8?
After Gen 8. I think
that'd be more than enough time.
I think the Sinnoh remakes will be a Gen 8 game.
Yes.
So it won't be Gen 9. It won't be beyond that. No. But, whatever. We'll see what happens. I mean, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, while they didn't make the best first impression, they could be fun. Yeah. I like seeing the trailer again after I know the facts. I'm like, okay, this could be fun. It's not going to get me to play Pokemon Go again, like, religiously. I mean, the extent of my Pokemon Go playtime is when I walk my dog.
Yeah.
And it's just so I have something to do while I'm walking my dog, other than, walking my dog. But, it's just, it is what it is, and we're going to play it on Hidden Item for sure. And we're probably going to have a good time with it, but not the time that we expected.
Yeah, it's going to be a different experience for sure. Would it be a day one buy for me? No, because it's not what I really wanted, but Ricky said it best, where we are gonna still have fun with it regardless because it has new things.
It's the adventure. The Pokemon adventure is fun. Like that's just it got repetitive after a while because I couldn't finish Black and White 2.
Oh, God,
but the thing is, I would more enjoy the nostalgia of going through the Kanto adventure again than have to look at another remake of the same adventure, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I kind of ditched Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because it was the same with Black 2, White 2. I bought White 2. I didn't buy
the only
Ultra
Pokemon
Sun
games I've never finished were Black 2 and White 2. The only Pokemon games I've never even started were Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Well, it blows because I've heard that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are good, but
yeah,
the thing is, I don't want to go through
Moon.
Alola again. I don't want to do the same song
I kicked around the idea, to be quite honest, because I now I know we'll have to wait another year and a half for the new Pokemon games. So I was like, well, that gives me more time to get around to playing Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and honestly, I'm not against it, but I have to wait until I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I can't force myself to play a game. Life is too short. Do the things you want to do. Don't just force yourself to do something just because it's in a series that you feel like I need to do it. You know? And I'm one to say that because I platinumed all the Kingdom Hearts games. And I hated every second of it. So freaking don't do that. Okay? Don't do it.
Don't force yourself to do something just because you're
a fan.
You're a fan, exactly, and you feel like you're obliged to do it. Hey, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, but you don't see me fucking playing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play 7, I'll play 8, I'll play 9. I'll play the ones I like.
I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan because I like all of them except 13. That's another thing. I tried to play 13 several times until I decided, you know what?
13 is just horrible, dude.
Until I decided, you know what? Well, it wasn't even me. It was we have a friend. Shout out to Ramon. I told him like I hate it, but it's the only one I haven't finished. And he looked at me and I was like, then why are you playing it? Just stop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't have to do this. So I stopped. But yeah. Back to Pokemon. Back to Pokemon. Just to finish this up. I don't think it's the end of the world.
No, it's definitely not the end of the world.
It's not the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is these are the main core games.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario.
This and it's a smart case, and people have a game that they're going to be looking forward to, because I see a lot of people actually looking forward to these games, and that's good. But for people like us, you know, we'll play it. We'll see if we have fun with it, and we'll be looking forward to the next one. Yeah. That's all we can really do at this point.
Yeah, guys, I know for the people that really wanted the core game, it sucks we have to wait. We just have to sit through it.
We're gamers. We're used to waiting, all right?
We're used to waiting. I mean, think about it. Like, someone pointed out to me on a forum that I was on, like, you're stupid enough to think that Nintendo would want Pokemon, Smash, and what other game let's say they had Animal Crossing all in the 1 year. That's just gonna shoot them. They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot in the long run, sure. But I don't even feel like that's the only thing, because development of these games take time. Yeah.
So it's not even just like a business decision. It's also the timing of development, and I feel like that might be the biggest hurdle over everything. It takes time to make games.
It does.
Movies, they have progressed in a very fast way, and the reason for that is because they've been around much longer than games. Games require people to make every single aspect, whereas like
you gotta create a huge world.
Yeah, you gotta create like okay, well, you shoot a movie, you just wait for the weather to be the way you like it, you know. In a game, you make the weather. You know, it's and then if you mess up one little thing, like you change the code in one area to make this area better, now the rest of the game is fucked up because of a domino effect. You had no idea what happened. In a movie, you change one scene, that one scene is what's changed. You know, so
where it could change the whole flow of the movie, but you could always edit it or reshoot it and work it.
Yeah, and why do you think credits in a game are always much longer, or not always, most of the time much longer than a movie? It's because requires a lot more man hours. So women. So just that's all I gotta say about the development of Pokemon. Really, I'm looking forward. Well, I'm not looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it is and how much I would enjoy it. I'm not looking forward to the game per se, but I'll be holding out for the next one for sure.
For sure, and I guess on the leaving it on a positive note, adding to what you say, Ricky. I think the coolest thing that's coming out of it is the Pokeball Plus, and I feel like I would enjoy the game more with it. Yeah, it lights up. You can take it with you.
You drop it. My light up sketches.
My light up Pokeball.
My light up controller.
I feel like it's just something. I would have loved this when I was a kid. It sucks. I feel like I was born way too early to be a gamer.
I as a kid, I was very narrow-minded. I don't think I would have liked it, to be quite honest.
This game?
Yeah.
I would have.
I would have shit-talked it.
I would have, honestly, because I'm a kid where it's like, oh man, I wish I was Ash Ketchum. Oh, there's a Pokeball and I could pretend like I'm Ash. I have the hat. I could throw the Pokeball.
You're still that guy. You never grew out of that.
No. But like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like the Pokeball is such a cool thing to really immerse myself into the game, and as much as I talk down about the Let's Go series, it's a great opportunity for other players.
It's definitely polished. I'll give it that. Like, it may not look the way you want it to, but for the art style they chose, it's polished.
It's polished, yes.
Yeah.
I still think it's ugly, but you know.
But it's polished.
But it's polished.
The corners are 90 degrees, and the round things are round, and I doubt it's gonna be broken.
I want to see more of it, you know. Just kind of. When's it come out? November 16th.
November 16th, 10 days after your birthday, 10 days after Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
And
that's my prediction. It's not confirmed, by the way.
Right now it's June, so we have a couple of months. We have 5 months till, you know, till the game is with us. So let's just
we'll also probably see our first Gen 8 Pokemon when it comes out.
You think so?
Remember how the trailer ended? Meet a special Pokemon?
Yes.
It's probably a Gen 8 Pokemon.
Think so?
What other special Pokemon would it be?
Slowbro 2.
You saw Mewtwo in the trailer.
Yes.
Mew could be transferred from Pokemon Go, if you catch it. What the fuck else could it be?
Slowbro 2.
Slowbro 2? When a thing bit its head?
Yeah.
Also, so it's on both sides?
It's on both sides.
Well, we're out of things to say clearly. So let us know what you guys think. Are you excited for Pokemon Let's Go series? Are you butthurt that it even exists, or are you just indifferent about it, just gonna wait for the next game? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And if you enjoyed what you heard, or if you enjoy any of our other content, please consider leaving a like, and hey, consider subscribing. That'd be really awesome. We'd greatly appreciate that. Other than that, guys, make sure you check out your social media. Our social media. Sorry, I'm really tired. It's 2 a.m. Check out our social media in the description below. My name is Zaire, and I'm going to tell you guys to have a good one.
I'm Ricky, and I'll say it's actually 1:30 a.m. See you guys.
Take care.